Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria. I'm here with your daily energy check. As you can see, I'm visiting this family in Ohio. This is actually the room I used to live in back almost 20 years ago. So this is quite exciting for me. And I've brought my cards with me, so I'm ready to see what's going on and to show you guys what's going on with the Twin Flame collectives at the moment. This is gonna be a classic read, so we can get started right away. Thank you for joining me today. I'm gonna pull the cards from the Oracle deck first, and then we'll switch to Tarot and see what's happening with Divine Feminines, Divine Masculines, and the connection at this time. If you like what I'm doing, if you like this video, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment. Okay, let's see what we have. I will be back home in a couple of days, so everything will be back to normal. And if I haven't replied to messages yesterday, that was a really busy day for me here with the family, so I will get back to you very soon. Okay, so for Divine Feminines, we have Imagine, one of my favorite cards. Card number 20 could be important for some people. So this is reminding Divine Feminines to believe that, you know, anything is possible, and it's up to your imagination and your mindset to create your reality, right? Sky is the limit. I'm getting as well for somebody. You know, this has a lot of blue and actually kind of shows sky. Some watery energy, I guess, but there's definitely a lot of sky. For Divine Masculines, we got Never Ending Story, number 37. Yeah, and I'm getting it's interesting that it's an ending story now. It's been a never-ending story, and finally they're closing the loop, or getting out of the loop, whatever you want to call it. But basically they're closing out some old unhealthy scenarios so they can move on to the bigger and better things. It's number 37, which also comes to 10, which is about, if here, actually I forgot to mention, this comes down to 3, which is divine, collaboration with the divine, twin flames and the divine, or you can also treat it as like different levels, right? Like body, mind, and soul, that sort of idea. This comes down to 10, which is end of the cycle, right? Ending some unhealthy cycle. See, the person in this deck, using this card, is holding their head, and it's kind of like there's also a clock here. There's a lot going on, but yeah, it's something like, how do I stop this from happening? That's what I get when I'm looking at this card. It's like, I'm tired of this. It's giving me a migraine. Okay, let's see what the tarot is gonna tell us. Let's get the cards for Divine Feminine first, and then for Divine. Interesting. Pile of Wands. I'll pull a clarify for that. And for the masculines, oh, 2 cards, 3 cards. Wow. 10 of Swords, which is exactly the never-ending story card that I was talking about. 9 of Swords and 4 of Cups. Okay, yeah, I'm already getting some messages, but I'm gonna speak to it in a moment, and then we'll get the cards for the connection energy at this time. It's basically summer now in the US, and I'm in a different state. I'm in Ohio, but it still feels very much like summer right now. And I know it's pretty similar weather in New York. We're supposed to have a thunderstorm later today because it's so hot that, you know, the storm is brewing now, basically. We have Queen of Pentacles for the connection. I love it. Bottom of the deck, the Sun. The happiest card in deck, yay! I'm getting a message that the eclipse energy is actually integrated enough for the twins to start feeling the results in the 3D space, which is pretty great. Regardless of whether it looks like that right now or not, but at least there is a feeling of like some relief and some excitement towards something new coming in. Okay, I'm gonna use the Souls on Fire deck for the clarifications. Please clarify. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Please clarify cards for the masculine energy. 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 4 of Cups. Okay. 5 of Pentacles. Wow. And please clarify Queen of Pentacles. And we got 2 of Wands. I think one more card wants to come out. Queen of Swords. Okay. Bottom of the deck, the Devil. Yep. I'm getting that there's the Devil in the underlying energy means that there is some aftertaste from the karmic situations, from certain scenarios that twins have been working with. And there is a bit of a shameful feeling that I'm getting with this. It's almost like now that the cycles are closed or closing in 3D, right? They may be just closing just now because there is a bit of a delay between 5D and 3D. You know, the twins are looking at those situations and they have some feeling of shame and guilt, which is one of the devil energies, one of those slow vibes that often get us, you know, into a bad place. But I don't see that here particularly, although we see quite rough energies going on for divine masculines, as it seems like there's a bit more of a delay for them, maybe because they are, you know, less conscious and just more focused on 3D, then it takes them longer to integrate it. So for the feminines, we have 5 of Wands clarified by the Empress. Yeah, so I'm getting that there is this new vibe, new energy for divine feminines where they're stepping into their divine role, where they're showing, they're capable of showing more kindness, compassion, and love towards others and towards people around them. And you know, and with this, I'm seeing that there's this thick layer of energy around it, so that sometimes people misunderstand what is going on and the energy that's coming from divine feminine. Sometimes they're, you know, getting defensive, right? Because they're not used to it. That's how bad things are, you know, in our society, on the planet, that oftentimes when somebody is very kind to us, we start getting suspicious, or suspicious that the person has pure intention, so that we actually deserve that kindness, right? Like, why would they be doing that to me? I didn't do anything for them, that sort of idea. So this could be the thing right now, but the point is, of course, to stay in the high vibe. And if some people in particular are trying to not just silently resist, but actually actively push back or start an argument or whatever, get you off your game, get out of that unhealthy space and get into working on that divine collaboration and building the new reality for yourself as you see it. And this could be also, you know, some grounding for wishing something in that space. What kind of surrounding are you wishing for? What kind of people you'd like to be, you know, placed amongst and stuff like that, or attract, right? That's a better word. What kind of people would you like to attract to yourself? What would you like to interact with? What kind of people do you think will be valuing what you have to give, or will be able to hear you, you know, depending on what kind of interaction this is. For the masculine, yeah, it's a whole story here. So yeah, it's kind of pretty much, you know, all the, pretty much, like, apart from maybe broken heart, right? But it's almost like this card. Pretty much any negative feeling that we can find in the tarot decks we have here with divine masculine. That's how hard it is for them to work through this pain, through this painful cycle that they're closing. We have unrequited love, and I'm getting this as in the karmic situation, not the divine feminine, but they're seeing it in this. Could be in a romantic relationship, it could be with somebody else, it could be with a sibling, a friend, a parent, you know, but there is a strong feeling of not feeling loved, of you know, being rejected, that sort of thing. Here we have the fear that the plans are not going to work out. And I'm getting stronger. This is also about a relationship. Or maybe that there used to be an illusion in what they believed in, and now they're not sure that it's really going to pan out the way they want it. This one is, of course, the pain from this realization. We usually feel this kind of pain when there is a big contrast between what we thought the situation is, or what we imagine in 5D kind of space, 4D, 5D, and what we see in 3D reality, right? It's this crushing truth. And it's bitter truth in this case, for sure. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's a confirmation. That's what it is. And finally, underneath, there's loneliness. In all of these feelings, there is the divine masculines feel lonely, like they're by themselves against the world. Maybe to some extent with DF as well, because they don't feel like they can come forward yet. They don't feel ready. So it's almost like they still need to figure it out on their own. And they, deep down, they understand it's only up to them. There's nobody else around who can help them on this journey. And of course, they feel lonely in these situations as well. I'm getting that they're not even, like they have some people around, but they don't feel comfortable sharing all of this because it's so crushing, it's so shocking, this realization, these events that are happening that bring this knowledge to them, that, remember I spoke about the devil energy and that shame. They feel shame that they gotten themselves into it this badly, that they were mistaken so much, right? Maybe with time, but for now they feel quite lonely in this energy. The connection energy is Queen of Pentacles, clarified by Queen of Swords and Two of Wands. Yeah, so as far as the connection goes, this is more of 5D space actually. It's an important part of the message. Yeah, there is a strong readiness for long-term commitment and for creating something stable, not like, you know, quickly come together for a little while and then realize that neither of the twins are ready, right? This is like, okay, I'm gonna get my stuff sorted, you know, I'm gonna tie up the loose ends and all that, and then I'll be ready. Then I'll be in this confident, abundant, and nurturing energy, right? With DM, we saw all this stuff that's going on right now. They're obviously not ready to provide, right? To be that confident masculine themselves. For the feminine, we saw there's still some integration and there is a bit of a contrast, maybe a lot of contrast for some, thank you, between where they are energetically and what they see happening outside with other people. Yeah, but there is this honest realization that only long-term commitment is gonna be good enough. Only, you know, pure, clear energy. Only healthy connection, when means that both people need to get into that healthy space first, fully, on all levels. And that means if there are any financial issues, that's not going to be a healthy connection. If there are any arguments with people around and those people are still around, it's not going to be a healthy connection. If any of the twins cannot be independent from, you know, other people or certain obligations that are tying them down, it's not going to be a healthy connection. Because the energy works that way. It's not even going to tell the difference between whether it's negative, low vibe energy because of the relationship or the job or lack of money or something else. It's going to be low vibe, full stop. And then there will be, like, you know, if we imagine twin flames as magnets, right? Supposedly they can come together if they are touched with like opposite polarities, right? But in this case, it will be the same polarities and that will kind of resist and jump out again. So yeah, there is this preparation phase, at least, with some clear intention going forward. And that's quite important. Okay, I'm gonna get a card, an oracle card. I'm feeling guided to pull an oracle card for the connection, for what the twins should be looking forward to as far as the connection is concerned, and you know, what's really the theme they're working towards, what's important. Thank you. We have orphaned. Yeah, so this is the Five of Pentacles energy. So working on being independent and not needing, not like, I want to say desperately needing, but it sounds worse than what I'm feeling, you know, but like, yeah, let's use that word. Not desperate, without desperately needing one another. Without being like, oh my God, I cannot be happy without another person, right? Like that mentality needs to go away. And it looks like there's still some bits and pieces, maybe not to that extent, but there's certain bits of codependency, and we see the Devil card here as well, right? That are left with the twins that they still need to work on, right? And you can think for yourself, especially if you're in communication, your twin will show you exactly where this is. What are you upset about? Or, you know, where do you feel rejected or jealous or judgmental of them and what they do? That's the clue for you. If you're not, you're probably still having different thoughts, feelings, maybe visions, right? And you can work with that. If not, just focus on yourself and continue working towards that higher consciousness energy. And you can ask the guides for the sign of what is important to work on right now. What is the next theme in shadow work, in getting into a higher vibe energy in your ascension journey, basically. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Thank you very much for joining me today. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon.